And imagine with each breath that's flowing in and out, imagine this is another opportunity for freshness to flow through our body. So no matter what energy has been going on, no matter what craziness is in our lives right now, allow this to be a moment with freshness because of our breath. So this discussion we were having before class actually fits exactly in with the intention that I was thinking of for today, which is the intention of joy. So oftentimes, especially this past year, emotions are like a roller coaster. It's like the world is taking steps forward and then the world is taking steps back. And it's just like this huge craziness that can be going on with our emotions. And having such a ride can really drain us sometimes. And so what I wanted to do was connect back to joy. Especially for me, this week was one of those weeks where two big things happened, and it's like huge steps back, and it's really frustrating, and it keeps you up at night. And I'm sure name any week in this past year, you could probably name two of those things that have happened. So it's just been such a crazy year. So this is the perfect time to return back to joy. And so the ways that we're returning to joy through this class, especially working on strength today, the ways that we're returning to joy are first through letting the joints have plenty of movement. So that'll be all the strengthening things that we do that gets our hips and our joints just moving around. Imagine each time we do one of those things, it's giving us a chance to kind of free out any blockages to joy through those joints. And then anytime we get to long stretch things, imagine that's a chance to just cultivate and kind of plant and harvest joy. So it's growing within our system. So joy, that's the big word that we're working on today. So with that to help us out, let's begin. The knees will start to come into the chest. And just let there start to be some very gentle movement with the hips and low back. I like to do this left and right, gentle sway movement. It's a really good chance just tuning into the back, into the hips. It's helping all that have a little bit more movement, removing blockages to joy already. Good. And then turning this into our first exercise, the arms start to open out left and right. The knees come into a nice 90-degree angle. And then what we'll do with an inhale is tilt the knees partway to one side. And then exhale, bring us right back to the center. Next, inhale, partway to one side. And exhale, center, switching the sides back and forth. This helps us to start wake up the oblique muscles. So kind of tune into your system, whether it's in the obliques or the hips or the back. If it feels like there's a lot of tightness or what you might kind of intuitively think of as blockages to joy, imagine this is a chance to kind of free some of those areas out. It's like cleaning out the pipes. So taking several more of these back and forth. You can go faster, you can go slower, you can go deeper or not. Just choosing that first easy movement that's useful for your body. Trying to synchronize breath, inhales, exhales to return. Good. So if you're still doing okay, let's take another 3 full cycles to each side. Whenever you finish all 3 to each, let the knees take an easy little twist all the way over to the left. So both knees to left on the floor, just resting. And while we're taking a little mini break for our obliques and our back, let's allow neck to have some of that mobility, to remove some tightness there. So gaze your chin all the way over your right shoulder. Flip it all the way over to left shoulder. And at least another time or two to each side. Feeling how that eases through some of those neck muscles. And eventually just let the head rest, gazing toward right fingers. Just enjoy a few more breaths. Good. So before we switch sides, the top knee is going to lift. Then imagine you're squeezing through something thick like molasses to bring that knee right back down. Let's repeat that, 7 cycles total. So here's 6. And squeeze down. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And just rest for a bonus breath. Good. Knees come back up, tilt all the way over to the right. Once you're there, again, your head gets at least 2 chances to go to each side. But that chin goes far over left shoulder and right shoulder as possible. Whenever you've done it 2 or 3 to each, you can just keep on gazing over the left side and stay. Okay, so top knee rises up. It's a 7, and squeeze it back down. It's like we're creating our own resistance. Back up. 6. And 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. The bonus breath just to stay, right? Okay, so knees lift right back up above our chest. From here, hands can either be up kind of on the floor right beside us, or they can be grabbing one knee at a time. Either way, we're going to be doing 5 cycles. So the idea is one leg straightens up to sky, the straight leg lowers down to hover right above ground, take it back in, and then second knee circles up, travels down, returns in, and just keep on switching right and left. Start synchronizing the breath. Want to go faster? There's nothing wrong with that. Let's take another 5, 4, Totally fine if the pace is faster or slower. 3, 2, 1. Good. Knees back to their 90-degree angle that we started with. Similar to what we did on the ground, both knees this time travel away from one another. So it's like a small figure V, and then squeeze the knees back to touch. Good. Let's take 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on knees for just a moment. One more thing before we take a stretching break. Good. So as we come back down, releasing hands, knees back to that 90-degree angle. Lock the knees, like the knee joint can no longer shift up or down. So from that 90 degrees, toes travel a little closer to ground. Maybe touching, maybe not. Exhale, bring the knees back in. The biggest thing is low back does not arch. So when we travel toes away, low back is solid. That takes a lot of that core engagement to keep it flat on the ground. Good. So down and up. Down and up. Speed is up to you. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right side crosses really tightly over left side. And then try to see if each hand can grab onto the ankle that's on that side. Good. Make sure head can relax back down. This should be a nice hip opener for both sides. So this is one where there's really deep points in the hip area that get the stretch. So imagine in this long little pause here, imagine it's like we're planting seeds of joy right into those spots that are the deepest.
We're throwing out the seeds of pain.
Replace them with seeds of joy. Yep. Keep on breathing. It's like we're trying to nurture the seed. We'll start to release this side and take it to the other knee, crossing over. Try to grab onto ankles, and if ankles are ever too far, knees is okay too. And it's relaxed back down. So imagine with us doing the exercises, the strengthening things to clear out all the pipes. Imagine from clear pipes, we need to really harvest that idea of joy, to let it be pervasive in our life. So with the seeds planted, we give it the attention, the water, the nutrients it needs. It's like by taking these stretches, we're making it possible to have deeper and deeper harvests of joy. So trying to slow down the breath, take 2 more good relaxing cycles. Good. So releasing hands, let both legs uncross, they're going up to sky. Hands can perhaps open out to the left and the right. So similar to what we were doing with the figure V with our knees bent earlier, try to do that with straight legs now. So legs go wide and squeezing our thighs together like we're creating our own resistance band. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. So from here, allow right leg to drop down to the ground and then lift up. Left leg down and up. Let's do another 5 each. 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. 1. Good. Knees bend. At the feet close to glutes. We're going to take 5 bridge poses. So hands slide in right by the hips. Let's roll our hips up, 1 vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to the top 5, and roll all the way back down through the vertebrae. So get back up, 4, and down, 3, 2, 1. When we rest back down, take the right ankle to the left thigh. From here, for a moment, left hand comes behind the head. And then we're going to crunch that left elbow up to the right knee. And then back down. So take 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands slided back into the hips. Trying to keep the ankle up, hips lift up from that figure 4 shape. Back into bridge and roll back down. If it feels like your hips are a little off center, like one going higher than the other, peek up really quick at the top and you'll see if you need to lift one up or down. Try to keep them level. So take another 3 when you get there. And down. Up to 2. And 1. Good. And before we switch sides, just take a little break. The legs stay as they are, but they tilt all the way over to the left. That helps get us into a nice little stretch for the outer hip and outer thigh. Imagine cultivating joy through that area. Lifting back up. Take the right leg up to the sky for a moment. Grab onto it, a little stretch for hamstring. And bending right knee, plant that right foot. Okay, so left ankle up to right thigh. First thing is those twisted crunches, so right hand behind the head. And we're twisting that right elbow to the left knee. Here's 8, 7. Remember to take your exhale whenever you're crunching up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the head. Hands go by the hips. Trying to keep the hips level as we go up. Take this type of bridge pose. And here is 5. Kind of use your eyes to make sure hips are level. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Keep this unit and let the legs fall over to the right. Breath flowing. Notice how even the belly breathing, the gut area, like that's helping to clear some space for joy as well. One more inhale. Nice exhale. And then tilt it back up. This next will go like this because we already have this left ankle up. What we're gonna do is use the right hand to grab that left foot, or some of us can slip it in closer to that right elbow. Think of like a pigeon pose while we're laying on our back. So that's this left foot anchored in. The right leg straightens out and hovers above the ground. So it looks kind of like a pigeon pose flipped on its back. And then last step, left hand comes behind the head. So what we'll do here, this will help support the neck as we take little crunches up. We also lift the leg a little bit, then relax back down. So rather than having a sleeping pigeon, like you usually take in yoga classes, this one's more like an active pigeon. Let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax the head, relax the heel. Just enjoy this spot for a couple more breaths. Sometimes rocking that hip feels a little better. So if that feels good, take it. If not, just stillness. Yeah. So one more huge breath in. Out. Go ahead and release this leg. Feel how it is to stretch that leg long. Good. So when you're ready for right leg to come in, we need to take the left hand with that foot. Maybe slip it to left elbow. Right hand ends up behind the head. And left foot, when you're ready, hovers. And we take crunches. The leg lifts a little and the head lifts. Take another 3, 2, 1. Relax head and foot. This right leg can stay or rock. Beautiful. Start to release. Ultimately, we'll end up with both knees into the chest. And we're going to try to roll like the ball a couple of times. So when we rock up, we try to balance on the hips, kind of like a boat. And when we roll back, we like that little massage for those joints at the back. It ease some of the tight energy out of it. Let's take one more. A couple of breaths just to relax the palms closed. Let the bottoms of feet come together. The spine can relax up and over. Feel all sorts of muscle groups that are alive. Bring your body down. Sometimes easing into neck tension by kind of rocking the head all the way over like a noodle to the right. And move down through the center to go over to the left. It's almost like a jack in the box, how its body just kind of flips around from side to side. Back to stillness in the center. Just a bonus breath in, out. Great. So from here, as we pick the knees up, the hands can plant behind us. 5 times we're going to lift up to reverse tabletop, hips up high, and lower hips back down. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands can flip to help them stay comfortable. Right leg straightens out. 5 times, lift that leg up and down. 4, 3, 2. This last one, when you lift it, try to catch it. And then pull that leg inward to a nice little stretch. Okay, so right ankle comes to that left side. Hands are back behind us. We're gonna try to lift the hips up and down just 3 times like this. So 3, 2, 1. Good. As we relax down, either hope to push that right knee open for a little hip opener, or maybe if you can hug around both, that is an additional option. Sometimes that messes up the balance, so you don't have to. Okay, right foot to ground, left leg slides straight, lift it up and down, 5, 4, 3, 2, this last one, catch it, so you're gonna pull it up into the stretch. Left ankle to right thigh. 3 times, lifting the hips up and down. 2, 1. Good. Maybe push that knee open or hug around it. Okay, so we release. Sometimes people are able to do this, even if it's the first time you've tried it. Some people, it's kind of a different, weird one. So I'll show you what it is. We'll get a couple of breaths, even if you're just kind of like bumping your hips up and down a little bit, that's okay too. So the idea is, and I'm trying to go slow motion. This one's hard to do slow motion though. So I roll back to get some momentum. I have my feet like a V. When I plant my feet, I send my momentum forward and through, and I try to stand up. So it's almost like you have to go past where you think you need to go up.
I
So
can't.
that's okay, that's okay. So what you'll do is just do the rolling like a ball, just practicing that. So, and then if you can get up, you'll just try to slowly go down. And
40, it's almost impossible. Well, I'm meniscus tear, and I used to be a runner, so
nothing wrong with that. So just do this rolling like a ball and
I should have been a
balance up
slouch
right
when I
here.
was younger. I did better off.
Give it a couple of tries. Okay, so rock. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's like the more momentum you can
Good
get.
job.
Hello. Yes. Imagine it's like that you're actually reaching for a rope. So you're trying to grab it, and then the rope pulls you up. Okay, just one more time. It's okay. It's hard. It's hard. Good. Yes. Yep. And then go ahead and just make your hips just stand. Good.
I can stand.
I can stand. Do you mean it? So your choice, either feet hip distance or toes together, whatever feels more comfortable for your body. You're gonna take a moment to sit back. Like we're about to go into a chair. Set the belly down kind of close to where the thighs are, but then the arms come out like you're. So this will start to warm up the glutes, some leg muscles, some back muscles. 2 more breaths right here. And on the thighs, press your spine up just a little bit. And take 3 cat-cows like this. So curl in, and arch through, 2, 1. Good. Straighten the legs. Even let yourself circle up to the shoulders. Get the hands onto the heart. Good. So this will be a couple of standing, strengthening things kind of sequence back to back. So we'll start off first with elbows coming into our sides. The right knee tries to float, even if it's not fully touched. And what we'll do is lean back, touch the toes back, the arms stretch forward to counterbalance, and try to rise back up. So we'll take another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the foot down, circle arms up to sky, inhale. Exhale, we're taking a forward fold for a moment to feel the hamstrings go long. Inhale, half lift, turn like a shins. And drop fingers to floor. The right foot slides back. Try to keep the heel floating. Then float the arms up right. Good. So it doesn't have to be a significant bend, but what we're doing is bending the back knee a little bit and then straightening that knee back. So here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then turn open to the long edge. Goddess pose. Toes are at 45-degree angles. And we're just gonna pulse up and down, just an inch or 2. Want to add some arm circles? That's fine too. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands drop to inner knees. Help to push the thighs open as we lean forward just a little bit. Just hip opener. Good. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes forward. And I'll take a nice forward fold. Okay, start to bend the knees, roll our way up. So we're all facing into the center. In order to keep that, we're gonna face to the back of our mats. So shift your weight onto that foot that's the back of your mat. We're starting to float the other knee. So for you, it should be your left.
Can we just do it facing?
You can.
Say,
Yep, you
should
can.
it be my left too?
It should be your right. You just switched the first side is all. And for this half, it might be your left. I don't know, but you ended up switching the second half, so. Okay, so we're tucking the toes back. And return. Good. 6.
If you remember.
5.
Oh, I know. It's
4.
worse every day.
3. 2. 1. Okay, dropping the foot down. I'll circle up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Sliding hands down. For me, this will be left, and it should, from you guys facing forward, turn you away from the center of the circle. Okay? So when you've got that foot in a steady place, arms rise up. Back knee bends, you choose how much, and straighten back out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Turn open to the goddess pose. So toes are at 45-degree angles. Arms open. Little pulses up and down. Maybe some arm circles. If your arm circles tend to go one direction, maybe do the one that doesn't feel natural. Switching the directions. Good. So take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands to inner knees. Press the thighs open. Lean forward a little bit. Maybe even this one, take a slight twist. So right shoulder dips to the center. And left shoulder. Good. So right back up. Straighten the legs. Let's turn the toes forward again. Lower down. Just shift open to pyramid pose. The toes, both sets of them, pivot toward top of the mat. The legs are still straight. If the front knee started to bend, walk your hand up the shin to the point where that leg would be straight. So it should be facing toward that left leg. The hands can be on the floor easily and the leg is straight, that's fine too. That's the point. and we're gonna face to the back of the mat. So pivot the heels all the way to the back of the mat. Same thing, so maybe hands are on the floor, maybe they need to walk up to shin so the leg can straighten a little bit more. Good, and as you turn your toes back to the long edge of the mat, bend your knees, roll your spine up. Stepping up to top of that. So this is another spot, kind of like when you're coming up and down. This one your knees might not be happy with. So if that's the case, you'll just come down to sit instead. But we can try for a little balancing pose. So this is a toe squat. I'll usually start off with my fingers toward the ground. And then what you do to go into the toe squat is lower your boots to heels. And it's a little bit of a balancing pose. So I like to have big toes touching, by the way. That helps me a lot. And then inner thighs just squeeze inward together. Good. So lower heels to glutes, or glutes to heels that way. Sometimes this is where we can balance. Sometimes one hand can come to heart. Sometimes both hands for a little balance for just a moment. Good. Beautiful. And we're going to lower down to sit. So one hand in front of us, one hand behind us. Lower the glutes down. Good. Open the legs out nice and wide. Place the right hand on the inside of the right leg. Left hand circles up and over. Good. And then we're going to free out the right hand to the outside of that right leg. Turn our shoulders to the right leg. So after a lot of the work that we've done through the class, this is the chance to allow the heart rate to slow down, allowing ourselves to cultivate that joy. Like it's carved. Peas and tomatoes everywhere. Walk your hands in to support your rising up. Left hand in front of left leg. Right hand up and over. Start to turn toward the left leg. So free out left hand to outside, right to inside, forward. Okay, rising up. Moment just to play with, sliding the hands forward and through. It's what distance we have today. Up again. The left leg slides in. The right leg is going to be cradled out. Give it a couple of rocks for the hip. And that feels good. Drop it down. It might be shin stack for some of us, or it might be just cross leg for others. That's okay either way. We'll find the hands back to the floor and just see how much leaning forward is a possibility. Okay, so rising up, switch it out, right leg is down, left leg gets cradled, a couple of good rocks. Or into shin stack or cross leg. And then when you're ready, slide. So rise up, feet back to plant in front. Using maybe hands on shins or thighs, or maybe without. Let's work our way to roll back down onto our backs. Slide the left leg long, take the right knee in. Take a moment to tug into the chest. And then left hand starts to pull it across the body. You might pause at the IT gut stretch at a 45-degree angle across body, or you might continue to move to the spinal twist. It's up to you. And we'll begin to switch. So right hip back down, slide the leg long, left knee in, give it a hug. Right hand takes the knee, maybe pause at that 45-degree angle, cross it over, or maybe twist a bit deeper, your preference. Starting to head out. If there's any last stretches or movements we need here on our back before Shavasana, go ahead and take them. Some point sooner or later, we'll be back. And imagine for the few minutes we have here in Shavasana, imagine that you're kind of inventing a new yogic breath, a breath of joy. So imagine, what would you do to invite joy into your body? What breath would you take? Maybe it's almost a breath like you smelled a delicious food, you're about to take the first bite. Maybe it's a breath like that. Maybe it's a breath like when you're sipping on a hot beverage. Maybe a breath that helps you envision tingles entering your body, spreading all around, or warmth. Whatever it is that's useful, allow your body to take on this beautiful, joyful breath. We allow ourselves to release and relax here for several more minutes now. Let's begin to deepen our inhale. Exhales. Introducing little movements that reach your fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching out in ways that feel like they're helping you wake up first thing in the morning. Perhaps taking a nice fetal position to one side. Perhaps a good breath or two until you feel ready to rise up to a comfortable seated place. So as we arise, we join our hands together in front of the hearts. We feel this joy that we've cultivated all through our system, creating space for it, harvesting it. We recognize how often perhaps we give our power away by allowing things outside of us to dictate whether or not we feel joyful. So here today we collect this energy back. We recognize we have that power to choose joy whenever we wish. So with joy to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. Be filled with light and happiness and peace. Namaste.